Alright friends, welcome back again to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment. This YouTube channel is dedicated to all things Bannerlord related, and these particular episodes are dedicated to Siege. Now it occurred to me in the middle of that gigantic battle, well not in the middle of it of course, at the end of it, that I was missing out on an opportunity here. This Western Empire force, of course we've kind of gone back in time here, this Western Empire force was making its way north to one of our castles, and this incredible horde of Battanians was coming down to besiege Varcheg. Well, in that alternate universe, we defended Varcheg with the Force. In this universe, in this new reloaded save game, we're going to let all these raging Battanian forces besiege Varcheg here, and we're going to bypass them all and try to defend the castle that this huge Western Empire force is heading to. After all, this epic siege series is dedicated to sieges and is not necessarily part of my campaign, although we do have the vestige of all the characters that are from the campaign. So we are going to pursue this force here and make our way to Ustokol Castle with our force here, with our myself and a companion army. So we have a total of about 600 troops here. This Western Empire force was stacked with tough units in its army, but so are we, right? We've got this extremely veteran crew. This is a composite army that we developed, and the characters and companions we've developed over the course of many years of war. Our total warfare literally has been 30 years of all-out war against 7 of the 8 kingdoms, and the last decade or so against all 8 out of 8, right, including Sturgia. That was sort of our long-term quasi-neutral ally. So I'm tailing this Western Empire force here without, hopefully without getting caught by it, right? I don't want to divert their attention. Earlier I tried to actually divert their attention to get them to besiege Varcheg. Here in this instance, I want them to continue on to Ustokol Castle so that we can then come in behind them, enter the castle, and make a defense out of it. We've got a Sturgian force here also. How interesting. They're traveling to Ustokol Castle to besiege as well. Well, this is the case in our campaign here. The enemy's often just lined up trying to attack us here. I think I can chase this Sturgian force off. Fuck off. We've got a date here with the hotter siege force, and we're not interested in a siege defense of 711 troops. This entire series, of course, I'm narrating live, and so you get this sort of foreplay before the battle here. I'm getting some deserters. Now, okay, I'm a little bit worried that this Western Empire force, this titanic force, is actually going to disband. Gissel Child, she's learned she is with child. This is my wife, Gissel Child. This is like her fucking 10th pregnancy. Has anybody else had an ultra fertile wife in Bannerlord? It's incredible. She's 3.5 foot tall, and she just makes children every year. Anyways, I digress here. This Sturgian force and this Western Empire force both look like they're heading to Ustokol Castle. I actually see this sometimes in our campaign, where multiple forces will besiege a castle here. So we may even fast forward and do some editing here as looks like other Western Empire forces are coming, and hopefully we can make a siege defense here. I think unless this army breaks up because they lose army cohesion, we should be able to get this on. And indeed, through the magic of a little bit of fast-forward editing here, we arrive at this castle, the Western Empire force in tow, ready to get this siege on now. Well, we are inside Ustokol Castle now, and the question is how many of these Western Empire forces are going to join the siege before this battle begins? Like all sieges, I'd like to grab an extra stash of harpoons. I don't use a pole arm in sieges. It just gets in your way. It hits walls. It's quite ineffective. With a fast axe and a javelin, I feel like quite the killing machine. So we're going to load up on cats here, flaming catapults. I'm going to set up 1 ballista. I like to have 1 ballista, just someone who can sort of snipe archers relatively safely. At least sometimes they're safe. And we will fast forward here and see how many forces are coming to this siege. They're taking their sweet ass time in engaging. So we'll upgrade our prisoners here. I get a little concerned because some of these castles can be starved out. I see our garrison. We only have 1 day of food, and the enemy's starting to build counter siege. That's not good. We don't need our garrison starved. They already outnumber us here more than 4 to 1. This is becoming a rather difficult siege. Of course, it's always difficult when you're outnumbered this badly, but it can become apocalyptic if you start having your garrison starved. Now, our party has enough food, and this Sturgian force looked like they were coming up to take a sniff, but ultimately they fucked off. Now they're building more trebuchets. So this is quite worrisome here. 4,100 Western Empire forces, and they evidently aren't content to siege. They're going to try to blow down our walls and starve out our garrison. What? Never mind. They've begun their assault here. Alright, so we'll play normal player damage as with all sieges, even the ones in my campaign. I like the finality of normal player damage. Of course, we've had some epic sieges and survived a long time with normal player damage as I get more and more used to avoiding fucking weapons with the back of my head. It's a very interesting looking castle here. There's a open left side. There's a courtyard. They've got ladders here on the left and a siege tower on the right. And again, I like these open courtyards. Without knowing Ostokal Castle had a defense like this before, this is the first time I've ever tried to defend Ostokal Castle. I like what I see here. There's an elevated ridge. I can have skirmishers here in the 6th Division, kind of up here, throwing javelins down over the top of our infantry. That's going to be, let's see, either the 1st or the 2nd. The 2nd has a lot of archers in it. So we'll actually, let's see, we'll pull the 2nd out and we'll put the 1st Division at the gate, increase the number of guys that are in the 1st. I'd like to get down to the granular level for difficult sieges like this, right? This is going to be potentially extremely difficult siege. Okay, so the 3rd can be an auxiliary unit. They can join us in combat. We've got all kinds of units that we're going to be able to spread out here and get good line of sight with our archers. And look at this back row here. Let's try to use this shit. Let's see. I got this captain. Let's put him in the 7th. And let's see if we can put troops here. Sometimes you can't. No, I can't. Come on. There we go. No, spread out. Damn, it's not letting me. Come on. There we go. You know, see, perseverance and patience pays off. Look at that stacked row of archers up there. So that's nasty. Let's get another, I got the 8th Corps and the 5th Corps. Let's get these spread out. The 8th Corps I like to keep on my right. I like to keep my units in a similar position in most siege defenses. That way I know where to look for them, right? If I need an emergency unit like the 8th Corps with their elite companions, I can call on them and I know where to look and I know where they're going to be coming from, right? It's a little bit like a football, whether it's American football or NFL football. Once you know the playbook, once you know your own playbook, once you know your own units, what the guys look like, you know, in soccer or football, NFL, not NFL, but European football, the guys know the players by the silhouette of their body, right? They know exactly who to pass to and when to pass. They know the little tuft of hair or the ponytail is X player and stuff like that. You want to have your units designated in the same way. All right, so no cats over there. Got a pile of rocks there as usual. And I like to head up to this right away, assess the battlefield here, watch these guys blow up some units. They're gaining engineering skills by the fucking handful. So I got a whole bunch of heavy infantry on both sides here that we're lobbing rounds into. There's a ballista. I like what I see so far. This is a pretty damn good siege setup. That back row with that 7th Division. Let's see if this guy can do something else here for a while. He was fucking missing there. Let's see if we can improve his aim. You know what? Let's fucking take that siege tower out. These guys evidently aren't paying attention to it. As long as I can get good line of sight here and don't get shot by archers, you want to prioritize these fucking things. Oh shit. Well, I got a dial in my range here. We just lobbed a fireball out there. We killed 2 deer and a rabbit with that catapult shot. That was not very effective. Let's reload this motherfucker and let's hit this fucking siege tower. God damn it, just barely missed. Well, that's a nice consolation prize. We blew up a bunch of fucking elite cataphract, killed a lord. We're homing in on this motherfucker though. I don't know if I'm going to be able to destroy it, but we're going to get at least one shot, direct shot, 4,000. We're not going to be able to destroy that, not with the angle we have here. So it's time to lob some fireballs down, right? I'm a champion fireball lobber at this stage. I've probably had 40 epic sieges over the course of my campaign, and now in this new series here where we're specifically roaming around looking for epic sieges. We're gonna get pretty good at this siege, I would say. Out of my way, motherfuckers. Swearing comes from a career in the military and the fire service. If it grates on your ears, I would just say try to get used to it. And if it drives you totally crazy, in all reality, like, please find another YouTube channel. It's just my style. There's no racism. I'm not gonna be like F-bombing certain races or anything like that. We're just going to be F-bombing these fucking pieces. Well, I guess we are F-bombing these imperial fucks. I can be racist when it comes to a video game. These despicable imperial fucks. Bunch of fucking dipshits with fucking stupid helmets. There we go. We have our the only racist rant we're going to have here on Tactical Enlightenment. We'll be ripping some Aserai and some Botanian stupid motherfuckers. But obviously we won't be having any kind of swearing or attacks on the channel. We'll keep it classy here. Alright, so we're doing massive damage. I've got 2 piles of fireballs here, and I'm just exploding the enemy en masse. I mean, it's just an absolutely destructive situation here. What is this? I hear combat. There's already guys in here. Motherfucker. They're like trying to take over. Whoops. Well, there's the sacrificial one guy. Fans of the channel know. Mr. Argyle knows that we like to have at least one sacrificial guy every episode. It's for good luck, right? We tend to kill our own troops almost every battle. Let's charge the gate here. I can't tell where these units are coming from. But, when in doubt, charge. That's like a bumper sticker. All right, so these motherfuckers are pouring up here. I gotta throw some more fireballs before they get up here quick. I don't think I can stay up here. Oh yeah, they're fucking charging. And they want some of this. And I'm not gonna be able to fight like 20 Legionnaire. Time to bail! Alright, we're out of there. Yeah, motherfucker. Actually, there's hardly any up there. Now I feel bad for this guy. Who is this? I left one. That guy went fucking flying. I left my companion here. Sorry, gal. Damn, I couldn't save her. Well, we're going to be able to throw a few more fireballs here. Oh, shit. The enemy... Oh, my God. They are stacked up at the gate. I got to pull my forces back here. Otherwise, I'm going to kill our guys. In fact, I did kill some of our guys. But we killed so many of their guys, I didn't even see the death spam for our units. Look how many that's killing. It's like the whole screen is fucking overflowing with the dead enemy. Pull our infantry back here. I like to have them charge until the crisis is averted. But they're out there fighting like I see death spam. That's those guys getting mowed down out there by the enemy. I mentioned this before, but that's a critical dance you're going to want to learn in siege defense. Sometimes you have to charge. You can see these guys are getting ravaged down there. Sometimes you got to charge the enemy when they're piling through the gate. But you want your units on a leash, right? You want them as a yo-yo. You want to be able to flick your wrist and have them join the rest of your troops. This is a strange keep line makeup. There's no steps. You got to go through these towers to get down there. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, we got carnage. I see the enemies fucking pouring through already. Where's our infantry division? Are they already dead? I don't see any other infantry out here. I see a huge pile of Legionnaire bodies. All right, let's get some more. Let's see, I got the 2nd, 3rd, and the 6th. Those are my infantry divisions I was mentioning earlier. The 1st division, too. I don't know where the 1st division is, though. Fortunately, the enemy's not pouring through yet. We've got some time here to secure the gate. They've got some archers here, like right at the margins of the gate. Fuck you guys. The skirmishers are still in place. And boy, I tell you what, I'm liking the defense makeup of this castle. I'm probably not going to fight. You know, we're probably not going to have multiple epic siege episodes from the same castle. We'll look for some variety. Unless I just experience like an absolutely incredible siege, we'll try to make sure that all the sieges in this series here, this epic siege series, are unique in some way, right? Either extremely difficult, or like this, a castle we've never defended before. So the enemy's piling up here on the gate, and there's a huge amount of them, but you know what I hear? I hear arrows raining in from that back 7th Corps. Look at those guys up there, beautifully positioned. These are the lovely things about Bannerlord that you discover the more you play. There's so many little intricate strategic options with Castle Siege. Is it perfect? Definitely not. Sometimes there's pathfinding errors. Sometimes your units do things that frustrate you. Sometimes the game will flat out crash. I've had epic sieges before where the fucking game just crashed on me. But most of the time it's stable, and a surprising amount of strategy is available if you sort of stop, look around, and sort of smell the roses, right? If you can smell the blood, right? If you can picture ways to kill your enemy, if you can picture ways to throw javelins into the necks of your enemy, sieges in Bannerlord are incredibly dynamic and fun. I've also gotten adept at commanding all 8 units. And, you know, for a long time I had a hard time doing that, and I think I'll try to leave some tips on how to do that and things to avoid if there are slow spots in this battle. The enemy's sort of sneaking around the margins of our gate infantry there, but we've got the skirmishers here. I see those guys throwing javelins into the back of the enemy. It's a death chamber right now for the enemy. Those archers in the 7th Corps are going to be able to rain arrows down on the enemy the whole time. The enemy has some troops kind of creeping around the edges. They must be coming up these siege ladders. I love the animation for the Manavliatons swinging their polearm. They just look like they're viciously angry. Look at that guy just wailing away. It's great. All right, what do we got going on here? We got some javelins on the ground. They're trickling up the ladders over here. Yeah, you're not getting to me here. I just picked that javelin up. Now it goes in your neck. This is probably the most singular overpowered perk in the entire game, and that's this, oh shit. It's the 250 skill, throwing skill, where the javelin just goes right through Legionnaire's shield, just kills them instantly. You know, it could definitely stand a nerfing. Like, maybe it should blow up their shield in one shot, maybe, or something like that. But to blow up their shield and kill them in one shot, and then you can have like 30 javelins in a battle, is pretty sick. It basically means you can auto-kill 30 elite units in any battle. That's pretty sick. All right, more rock throwing here. When I was a kid, I actually got in a lot of trouble in the elementary school. I had a cannon of a throwing arm, and evidently I was awful proud of it because I would fire my rocks across the fucking playground. I mean, I hit a fucking school bus window. I threw through windows of the school. I was a pretty naughty kid, you know, but they worked, you know, they worked on me. I had a counselor, and now we just throw rocks in Bannerlord, right? We're going to kill some digital characters. Damn, this guy's fucking stubborn. Okay, this side is pretty well protected. These ladders, I'm just going to leave up. Sometimes I'll push them off if it's clear. Holy fuck, there's a massive amount of troops coming. Sometimes I'll push the ladders off if it's clear it'll benefit us, but a lot of the times they just put them right back up, right? Unless you have units that are actively there, it doesn't do you a whole lot of good. Now, a huge amount of force of Western Empire is coming in here. I've got to join my men. And the other reason I want to do this is I want to see what's going on from the ground level. Sometimes in a siege, if you get distracted, you're fucked. Yeah, we got to charge here. In fact, this is a multiple unit charge. The enemy has a huge press of elite troops pouring in. We need to get the 4th here. We need to get the 8th here. Hold fire. Send in everybody. Holy fuck, this is a massive amount of enemies. And they're all tier 5 and 6. Get in here. These guys are on hold fire, so they charge, and we've got ourselves an old-fashioned brawl now. It's a slugfest. Let me out. Let me through. Now, those archer divisions are going to earn their money in this. I was going to say they're going to earn their keep in this keep. Those guys are just absolutely lighting everything up. These guys over here, let's get them a little closer. If you see units that are not shooting, bring them a little closer, and sometimes their angle, line of sight will improve. God, this is a fucking problematic surge. The enemy is absolutely crushing the gate. This must have been like 700 or 800 troops all at once. And of course, they're all elite units. Legionnaire, however you pronounce that shit. The Horse Archer, the Imperial Horse Archer. Die, you bastards! Fuck, they're just plowing through. Fuck, we're gonna have a scrum here. This is highly worrisome. In a keep siege like this is your worst nightmare. You lose all your shit. I'm getting my ass kicked too. You lose all your tactical advantage. Getting chased. Once you have a breach like this, because you no longer have any kind of chokehold on the enemy. I'm just gonna have to fight like a mad dog here. We do have 2 archer corps that are working, and we have elite troops of our own, but this is a very tenuous situation. I mean, I'll take this moment also while I try to fight off these hordes to mention that just because it's Epic Siege does not mean, this series is Epic Siege, does not mean that these are all glorious victories. I'm getting my ass kicked. I probably won't share videos on here when we get completely obliterated. But if it's a close battle and we lose, as you guys, if you've watched the whole series, as you guys have already learned, if it's a great siege, we will include it, even if we lose. What's that mean for you? As the viewer, the benefit is that you're never going to know whether or not we're going to win these, right? This looks like a loss right now. I narrate these live, so it feels like a loss. If you can sense the anxiety in my voice, as anxious as you can get in a video game, I'm anxious. The enemy is screaming in. Again, it's college boys to a titty bar. It's fucking Costco samples. Whatever you choose your metaphor, the enemy is absolutely overrunning our citadel right now. I've got to push units up in a square. That's my only hope, is to try to plug the gap. But we've got to fight through all these troops just to get there. The screen just turned incredibly red. We just lost a huge amount of troops. It's ugly. I'm gonna focus for a second here and try to close this gate. I see there's one fucking valiant square working their way towards the gate. Get in there, boys! Save the day! You want chaotic sieges, epic sieges. How's this for you? It's just absolute carnage. I'm helping my companions. There's fucking enemies, and it's a total scrum. I mean, it's beautiful in a chaotic way. Right? It's just absolute chaos. I'm being chased. This is where you earn your bacon with 330 athleticism, too. If you didn't have 330 athleticism here, you're already dropped. Fuck, that square dissolved. We've got another press of infantry coming in, but I don't know. We're going to run out of troops here pretty soon. What do we start with? I can't actually remember. 800? Maybe we almost had 1,000. Maybe we had 900. Okay, they're pushing their way. And almost as the music calms down, it looks like our troops have finally secured this breach. Let's see if we can get these archers out of here. I've got an archer division on charge. I really don't want them charging if they don't have to. Now, we're going to have to keep these guys. In a situation like this, you want to plug the gap as fast as you can. That's the most important thing. Because if the enemy's just pouring through the gate like it's an open house at Costco, they are going to rush it like Costco samples, right? So I want to pull my archers back here, but I don't think I can. The enemy's absolutely fucking pouring in here. It's a massive amount of troops. We just got to have them charge. Fortunately, we have probably 70 or 80 Battanian Fiend Champs in our army here. The 7th Division is absolutely raking the enemy. And this tenuous gate scrum continues. Every once in a while, I look up at the death spam. It does look like a good ratio. I'm seeing like 4 or 5 to 1. If we have an advantage in a siege like this, as the siege goes on, the enemy will have slightly weaker troops than us over the course of the next 5, 10, 20 minutes. It's just a surge. It really does look like Black Friday shopping, where those rude fucks like push little old ladies out of the way to get $10 off a fucking microwave. I apologize if you're a big Black Friday fan. Like, I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. That was a big rage like 8-9 years ago. And hopefully the madness has stopped. People trying to rush into a store in a frenzy to buy something for $20 off. What is this? What's infantry? You guys are just standing there? Charge, motherfuckers. Okay, this is the second charge. We'll charge them. We've got the third. We've got 2 archer divisions. We actually look like we're in good shape still, at least as far as the units that are left. Let's get the 4th and the 5th spread out on opposite angles. Send those 2 infantry divisions, one of them in a square. The 7th is still raking damage, and we fly in to kill everything else that's still moving. The square is pushing their way. Get off the Jarl. In fact, I'll take your shield, the ultimate disgrace. You get killed, and then as you're dying, I take your shield. The square is something I'm learning. They can move. I'm not sure how it works, but the square, you can form them in a square, and they will push their way through troops. It's just very slow. And here, it's saved our bacon, at least for the moment. They have jammed up the gate. In fact, it's jammed up tight. Like, we can catch our breath here. Oops, these guys aren't on fire. You got to watch that sometimes. These guys need to be spread out more. But look at the angles these guys have. Talk about murderous. The 7th is back there. Let's get the 5th up on this plateau. Raining arrows down in there. We can add some javelins. Look at this fuck. He's attacking our infantry by himself. And the enemy is cooked now, at least at this gate. Now, if it's really slow, we will risk loss by having these guys pull out. We're going to avoid incredibly boring sieges, and you can get tactical advantages. All of these archers here in the 4th can now fire away, and I have this 3rd division pulled right with me. I'm just telling them to follow me. These guys are basically a ready-to-go assault squad if the enemy starts to pour through the edges there. What I want, though, is I want those archers doing exactly what they're doing. You see the bolts? You can hear the bolts being reloaded and unloaded on the enemy. We get massive damage in a situation like this from our skirmishers, from our archers. Yeah, and you just got to protect them, right? I've got this infantry division in front of them, and we have ourselves a death factory here. We can start doing our fucking lightning windmill. As long as you're not blocked with that lightning windmill, you can literally swing your axe like 15 times in a row, and it swings faster than normal. This shit, if you can just get the motion down. I'm getting better and better at it. I guess over the course of these sieges, I'm probably going to master it. It's hard to describe exactly how to do it, and I wouldn't be able to tell anybody how to do it with a console, but you kind of move back and forth, and you look at that shit. You just create an absolute windmill where you're, oh shit. You're not impervious, of course. You got to watch your ass, but your axe is swinging like crazy. All right, charge again. Let's send this 3rd in. The enemy's leaking around the corner of our square. In fact, our square is kind of breaking down here. It's like the enemy was able to physically push their way through the square. I've got 2 of their divisions here I can charge with. I don't want to charge with these archers, though, unless I have to. But again, the enemy does look like they're pushing through our infantry square. And I don't like it that they're interrupting these archers. That's like 8 guys chasing after one of the enemy, and they're not shooting when that happens. You want your archers close, but you want to have them shooting guys in the neck when they're getting charged, not having to attack them like that with melee. It's fucking carnage again. The enemy's squirting around the edges here. Might have to send archer divisions again. Look at this guy's legs are standing up in the air. I've never seen that shit before. These guys aren't paying the Jarl any attention. Very bad decision. I've got almost a 5th of my life. I feel fucking invulnerable. Let's do this. The enemy's pouring out of here again. Fuck. I can't call an archer division to charge. Tell them to hold fire and charge. I hate doing it, but we got to close this breach up again. Can't have just a total courtyard scrum again. One more of those and this siege is lost for sure. I try to catch my breath. Let's reassign these other archers to this side over here. What else do I have? I've got a handful of infantry in a corps. And of course, I am the infantry. I'm the 9th infantry here. Of course, the first episode in this series, I got by far the most kills I've ever gotten in a battle. It was an unbelievable siege. That siege inspired this whole series. I thought, hell, let's make a whole series on, you know, just nothing but incredibly epic or dynamic, interesting sieges. We're going to do some tactics. We're going to have some chaos, some carnage. There's a dead body levitating over there. The system's not perfect, but we're going to have some fun with these sieges. We're going to continue to fight like fucking... We just win? We did. I think. Yeah. The enemy is fleeing. You have won the battle. Fucking beautiful. Wow, this series is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be able to share tactics. Oh, I wanted to mention this. We'll look at the death spam here, but I wanted to mention the commanding of the 8 units here. We'll get a little overview of the Citadel. You can command 8 units in a keep. One of the most critical things in a keep defense, and I learned this the hard way, and you probably will too, do not assign any of your units to be controlled by a sergeant. Once you start micromanaging your units, if you tell them to be commanded by a sergeant, it basically throws the system into haywire. And the next thing you know, your unit groups will be consolidating, and all of a sudden your 5th and 6th division will just magically disappear. They'll join some other division, and everything that you were planning with your divisions will suddenly fail. All right, so a 22-minute siege. So considering how many forces we killed here, what, 3,300. This was an absolutely lightning-fast death factory. Look at the Battanian Fiend champs killed. I bet that a lot of those guys were these guys up here. This 7th Division, these guys were completely untouched. In between firing their bows, right? These guys had a medieval Snickers, right? These guys just absolutely had a blast. And again, it shows the beautiful dynamic positioning you can acquire. We whipped the bastard. That's my favorite. In Keep Siege, right? It's very dynamic. Another 489 kills here for Zuvan, right? We're ripping it. Guys requested to see more of this. They wanted to see the loot, and they wanted to see more of the death spam. You see Rua here, or whatever, stupid-ass name. She got 112 kills on the siege, and various other companions got between, looks like, 10 and 40 kills. The Battanian Fiends, of course, did massive damage here. But the Legionnaires did really well. Look at these Legionnaires, right? That's 50 Legionnaires that killed 180. All in all, though, another very epic, chaotic siege. At times, I thought that siege was lost. It definitely felt at various points in that siege that the amount of enemies they had in the courtyard, we were not going to be able to recover from it. But ultimately, we were able to overcome that and pull off a somewhat improbable victory here. It's cool looking castle, and I'm going to explore more castles in Bannerlord. There's a whole bunch of different castle layouts. Some of them suck. Some of them just are they absolutely blow chunks for defending. But we're going to look for the good ones. I'll try to record as many keep sieges as I can over the course of my campaign in the next few weeks and months. And any of them that are truly epic, you know I'll be bringing them here, friends. So let me know what you think of this series. Please comment and all that good stuff. Please like. It helps the channel grow subscribers. More people here is more comments where we'll be able to interact with each other. I appreciate you fellas, and I will see you guys next time. So guys, I'm going to include this at the very end. I apologize. Guys want to see this more often. They want to see the loot from this huge battle. Sometimes you get amazing stuff. There's a few legendary items in here, but honestly, like when you play a late game campaign, most of your loot is just really random and rare, right? There's some nice pieces here, lots of legendary stuff, but nothing too special to show you fellas. So we'll collect our loot here. And again, thanks for watching, friends. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next time.